Hello everybody, my name is Ratnos, and today I wanted to make a quick update video to my last video about stuff you can do now to prep for 9.1, based on all the new information that has come out in the past day. So first off, the big news is around recrafting legendaries for patch 9.1. Blizzard have just changed it such that in patch 9.1, any armor piece that would have a regular socket in it will have a regular socket in it when crafted, like as a rune carving base, right? So, this doesn't change the fact that you're not going to want to use, the slots that overlap with domination socket slots, but it does change the fact that you now no longer want to pre-craft and pre-socket on the hopes that you can then upgrade and keep the socket. Because you'll just get the socket for free anyways on something like a bracer, or belt, or ring, or whatever slot in your armor piece. So, the new advice that I have for you is be ready to swap your legendary slot over to one of those other places. Do it either when you get a domination drop on the slot that it's currently in, or when you get the Soul Cinders to upgrade to rank 5 or 6. Here is what the upgrade chart is looking like next patch. You can see no new Soul Ash is added for these last ranks, and Soul Ash isn't a currency that will be in too much demand next patch. You'll be able to get basically infinite of it, so the upgrade, I mean, it'll be a little annoying if you're trying to do it week 1 or 2 and you're not capped, but you'll probably have more Soul Ash than you know what to do with pretty quick next patch. The main resource you're going to want to be careful of is the Soul Cinders, which are the new currency from doing floors 9 through 12 of Torghast. And those you're going to want to make sure that you only use on a slot that isn't going to conflict with domination slots, assuming you care about that system. A lot of people have been saying, what if I don't care about that system at all? How bad is it if I don't care about domination sockets? Like 7% damage or something across your character if you're missing out on all your domination sockets. So not the biggest deal, but also bigger than I would be comfortable missing out on. So that's a decision you get to make for yourself. Okay, so that's the info about legendaries. Let's talk about some of the other things that have been clarified about how the new patch is going to work. So Blizzard came out with this post that includes where and when everything is going to end next patch. Now, Valor is going to get converted to gold on July 6th. So, the first week of 9.1, you're still earning patch, like last season Valor, basically. And Honor will not be reset. So don't spend your Honor for Marks of Honor in hope that, because it won't reset. So you can keep your Honor and use it to buy the Aspirant gear and upgrade the Conquest gear next patch as well. So very glad that they put out this clarifying note. This is really useful, actually. And hope that you haven't made any of these decisions early, especially based off my video, if you've turned your 10,000 honor into 25 marks of honor. I'm sorry. I didn't know. They usually reset it. Okay, so here's the other dates that have been given here. Season 1 PvP is ending on the day before the patch. Cutting Edge is available until the Heroic Week, though. So you have there's that dead week where there's not actually any new content except for the new Korthia and the Moss stuff, and otherwise it's all still Season 1 content. And during that week, you can still get Cutting Edge. Season 1 M Plus achievements also available until then. So there's actually one more week of Keystone Master available, but it will be a worse week than this current week. So if you're looking for a good week to go do that, now is the time. And also that means that the keys aren't going to lower in level until that coming week. So if you're looking for the ideal week to push a key to determine what your next season key is going to be, it will be next week, right? Week 6 here on the calendar. Raging Explosive Tyrannical. That's the key where whatever level you do of that will be lowered by like 4 or 5 and be your starting key of the next season. Opening the Great Vault on July 6th will reflect activities done before Season 2 started, so it will offer lower item level gear from Season 1, and then presumably on that week of July 6th until July 13th is going to be a week where you can do keys. They'll probably cap the end of dungeon reward, and then the Great Vault you open on the 13th won't be capped, so there will be a good reason to do at least a 15 on that week if you can. That'll be hard. That'll be a challenge. That'll be equivalent of doing like a 19 or a 20 this current season although you'll be able to start earning better gear even on that week. Because Tazavesh will open up, you can do Tazavesh Heroic as well, or Hard Mode as well. In order to do that, you have to, like, kill the first boss and then go and zone out and reset the dungeon, and then you can start doing it all in hard mode. That'll be something that will be hard week 1, especially when nobody knows what the dungeon mechanics are, but that'll be a fun challenge for, like, high-end players. For everybody else, you know, it's not a big deal. You can get to hard mode Tazavesh later. It's not super urgent. And then M Plus also starts that week. Sanctum Domination Normal and Heroic that week. Season 2 PvP begins that week. And then Mythic and stuff all start the following week. There's also some changes to the end of dungeon rewards here that I want to cover just briefly in this video because it's news right now, and it might affect your plans. It doesn't really change too much, but basically the news is that next season, unlike this season, you will want to do a 15 instead of a 14 if you're trying to min-max your Great Vault. So you don't want to just farm 14s, which you might have done this season. A lot of my guildies did that because that was the cap for rewards, and now they will farm 15s instead. This is, I think, a good change for anybody hunting Keystone Master, by the way. It'll mean that the level of keys you can find in the Root Finder should go up by 1, which might make it easier to collect the score you need to get KSM next season. Okay, final little bit I want to talk about here is the requirements to start Korthia questing. Basically, if you haven't done all of your Covenant campaign, you should do that now. That's something that just makes sense to do if you can, because there will be new Covenant campaign stuff that is all a prerequisite for. But if you haven't done this long Torghast quest chain, particularly on an alt, so you need to have done these on your main. You don't need to have done the Twisting Corridor quests on any character. You'll be able to skip these so assuming you've done these quests on a main, you can skip all of these on a main or alt, is basically the way it works as far as I can see. There is a little caveat here, which is you're going to be giving up on the rewards from these last ones, which include, so there's Soul Ash all along the way here, and then there's Anima at the bottom here. So if you care about that, make sure you go do that. One thing to note as well is that these quests here, 10 through 13, these actually have another prerequisite as well, which is Redemption for the Redeemer. That's the quest you get after killing Sire Denathrius. It's not a prerequisite to do that. To do the skip. It's not like you have to kill Sire to skip all these quests. But if you have been turbo nerding it and you've been keeping Redemption for the Redeemer in your quest log because you want to be able to just do a weekly Anima quest on a Tuesday to get Renown instantly for some hypothetical deranged future scenario where you have 20 minutes before raid to log in on a Tuesday and you want to get your Anima, you want to get your Renown up for some reason. Say you've been doing something degenerate like that, which I've been doing on a lot of my characters. You can still do that. You will still be able to turn in Redemption for the Redeemer, but you will then be skipping these quests when you activate that skip, which means there's another 1,250 Anima from turning in this if you're Horde or these if you're Alliance that you will be foregoing for doing that. So you got to make a decision now about whether you care about keeping this quest in your log and being able to do one weekly Anima quest instantly, or if you want to get this more 1,250 Anima from these quests that you will otherwise be locking yourself out from doing. I imagine that nobody watching this video has been doing this as well. I imagine this is just a me thing, but if anybody else is out there with this quest in their quest log, that is now a dilemma that you are dealing with. Okay, so this video has gone from, I think, useful stuff to much less useful stuff in a hurry. One more thing I want to quickly mention is there's been some Soulbind tuning that I don't think has been on PTR yet, that is worth looking through. So just the official patch notes. Just go check out the Soulbinds for your Covenant, because I'm pretty sure that some of this is new information, and this may be relevant for stuff. In particular, like this Clio buff is quite a lot here. This is, doubling the size of the effect, and it caps out at 3 enemies now instead of capping out at 5 enemies. It's only slightly better at 3 enemies than it was at 5, but it's way better on 1 and 2 targets than it used to be, and 3 targets. So that's something that is definitely worth double checking. How if this makes Clio something worth looking into. Slight nerf to Pelagos. I'm pretty sure these changes are, most of them haven't already been on there. So yeah, worth looking into these Soulbind changes. I am not a Soulbind theory craft expert. I honestly couldn't tell you how many of these are new and how many of these are old, but most of these look unfamiliar to me. So, yeah, worth taking a quick look at. I imagine it's probably not going to change your best Covenant option, but it might change your best Soulbind option. Oh, dude, my alarm's going off. Okay, let me turn that off. All right. That's that was my alarm for getting up, but I woke up early this morning. But that's the end of this video. Thanks everybody for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.